Most people either ignore these gaps or worse, they fill them with something that makes the problem worse. They're called expansion joints, and whether you knew they had a name or not, you've definitely seen them everywhere. I used to think every break in concrete was just another kind of crack, like how some people say soda and others say pop. But in this case, there is actually a right answer and a wrong one. Now, expansion joints aren't cracks, they're actually there to prevent cracks. And protecting them is a lot more important than most people realize. The fact that you've noticed it and are wondering what to do about it already puts you ahead of most people. By the end of this video, you're gonna know a few things: what expansion joints actually do, why leaving them open causes real damage, and what to use and avoid if you wanna keep your concrete protected for the long term. Take a look at this puzzle. Many pieces, one big picture. The breaks between them are intentional. Now imagine that puzzle sat outside. Sun beating down, a few freezes, maybe a spilled juice box or two. All too real? The image still holds, but the pieces don't sit quite like they used to. Concrete works a similar way. Each one of the slabs is one piece of a larger surface, and those pieces are supposed to shift a little. Well, they're expected to, at least. They expand in the heat, contract in the cold, and they react to the moisture in the soil below. But if there's no room to move at all, those slabs start pushing and pulling against each other with stress building, and then the concrete starts cracking in places that it wasn't meant to. That is why expansion joints exist. They are the breathing room, the buffer zone. They are not a flaw, and they are definitely not a crack. But they only really work if they're protected. If you let water creep in, weeds take root, or too much soil wash away, which you don't really ever get to see because it's beneath the surface, suddenly that gap is working against your slab rather than for it. In many cases, once water gets to the surface, it also slips under the slab, softens the soil, and slowly strips away the support underneath. And that's when things start to shift, literally. That's why you start to see a corner dip, a sidewalk heave, a step begin to wobble. And in some of those colder climates, that water is freezing, expanding, and forcing the slab to crack from the inside out. Every single freeze-thaw cycle is making it worse. So how do you seal the expansion joints properly? Well, you've got two good options: self-leveling caulk for smooth, narrow joints, and non-sag concrete caulk, which is where you need more control. Sometimes you need to use both. Some materials that people might use that we don't really recommend are wood. It rots and it doesn't really actually seal things. If you're using mortar or grout, those are really brittle and they don't move with the concrete itself, and so they're gonna crack. If it can't flex with your concrete, it's not helping. In fact, it's just delaying the next repair. So should you do anything about it? If your expansion joints are open, packed with dirt, or already growing weeds, yeah, it's probably time. This is less about the way it looks and more about how you protect the concrete that you already paid for. You don't need to rush out and seal every joint on your property, but if you're seeing dips, cracks, or soft spots near those joints, it's definitely worth checking out before things shift further. But if you're not sure what to do, reach out to a local pro or request your free estimate from A1. Or if you're the DIY type, you're already in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of those how-to videos that we've got planned. Either way, don't ignore the problem. Don't guess, and don't grab whatever's on sale at the hardware store. Do your best to protect that joint, and you'll be just fine protecting your slabs. Thanks for watching.